here we go. We're going to play all day or cray cray. Two main topics. We got Mike Malone and Taylor Jenkins got fired. Days, weeks before the playoffs. Grizzlies are now 4-5 since their coach's dismissal. The Nuggets are 3-0 since their coach's dismissal. Nuggets end of the season 4th seed, and they're going to face the Clippers, who, by the way, are number 1 in net rating over the last 15 games. Number 1 in offense, number 3 in defense. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, finish 8th. They were 4th, and will be battling for a play-in spot for a chance to play against OKC or Houston. Joe, all day or cray cray, both teams will not make the second round of the playoffs.
Man, this is very tough. If it was definitely maybe, I would go maybe on this. That's not the game. It's all day or cray cray.
Yeah. It basically, are you betting on the Clippers?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go all day. I'm gonna go I don't love firing your head coach a week before the playoffs. I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that is gonna bring you stability. Look, if the Nuggets beat the Clippers, which, by the way, everyone should think that that's what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm not saying that the Clippers should beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets should obviously beat the Clippers. The Nuggets have championship experience. The Nuggets have the OP #1 best player in the NBA, like by far, right? I mean, he is head and shoulders above everyone else right now when it comes to the game of basketball. 60-footers are becoming regular for him. Okay, like that's becoming not a super difficult shot for him. However, in the playoffs, it's attention to detail, it's continuity, it's vibes. Right, Cliff? We know this. Vibes play a very big role in the playoffs. Not as much in basketball as it does in baseball. I think baseball is ultimate vibes. Like when the vibes are going in baseball, a team can get hot and you can even come back from 0-3, right? Like the Red Sox did against the Yankees. Like it can happen. Basketball's not quite that level, but I don't love the vibes. I haven't loved the vibes for the Nuggets the whole season, right? We've been talking about it. Jamal Murray came in hobbled emotionally, right? Maybe not physically.
I was like, hobbled?
Yeah, whether or not physically he was hobbled, because there was some talk about he wasn't 100% healthy in the Olympics, and that's why he played so bad. But emotionally, he was clearly hobbled. Okay, he never recovered from last year's playoffs. Okay, throwing the tantrum. All right, forget the heat pad. Throwing the tantrum against the Timberwolves. He never recovered from that. I have not liked Jamal Murray all season, even when he went on his little stretch where he was playing really well and, you know, he was closing out games.
His numbers look good.
It never felt good, though, Cliff. Like, this is one of those things where I'm just not trusting the numbers. I feel like weirdly the Clippers are very underrated at the moment. Kawhi looks really healthy, even though I'm the first guy to doubt Kawhi every season. This year, I don't know. I feel like maybe because it's so under the radar, the Clippers literally have zero expectations. All the bandwagon Clipper fans are gone. All the ones who, when Kawhi came, all the Laker haters who jumped on the Clippers bandwagon, they're long gone. All right, it's only the true diehards that are left. The guys who have
sad
suffered.
Ones.
Yes,
the ones that know. The ones that know something will always happen to them.
The ones who have accepted little bro status in perpetuity, right? The ones who are just like, yeah, it's cool. We're little bros. Like it's fine. We know something's gonna go wrong. Cliff, I feel, okay, here's what I feel in my bones. The basketball gods, they're gonna reward the Clippers.
No way.
Just in the first round. Look, Clippers aren't gonna win a championship, okay? But I feel like things are set up in such a way where if you can get just 2 games of peak Kawhi, if James Harden just doesn't choke it away, right? I'm not saying he has to be amazing. He just has to not choke it away, get the ball to Kawhi when it matters. Zub is just playing great, like out of his mind. And so if they can just figure that out. Norm Powell? I mean, is there a bucket getter?
Norm Powell is Derek White West.
Yes. Yes. And he's really embodying the Clippers 6-man guy, the Lou Will, Jamal Crawford, that lineage, right? He's that guy.
But he is clutch. He
Clutch.
makes winning plays.
Hey, those guys were clutch too. They just didn't play defense, right? I mean, they just could not defend anybody. But if you needed a bucket, I mean, those guys are bucket getters, right? I mean, throughout their career, wherever they went. And so it's weird. I can't believe I'm saying this, honestly. Look, the Grizzlies, I don't care about the Grizzlies. They're out, right? They're not going to get past the first round. I think Taylor Jenkins got fired because he could not stop the jaw celebrations.
Yeah.
I literally
think
it's like you can't even stop him from just doing a weapon celebration. Like you must not be able to control your team if you can't. Two things: you can't stop Ja from celebrating with a weapon, and you can't stop JJJ from getting the worst fouls. Just the most untimely, dumbest fouls of any big man in NBA. Like,
he watched a lot of cat film. There's one other big man that gets just as many bad fouls, especially in critical situations where it's so often you're like, are you trying to leave the game in clutch situations? I don't understand.
I'm not trolling. I think Kat does want to leave the game. I think the pressure is too much. And I'm not saying necessarily this is 100% conscious, like it's a conscious decision. But people who just kind of pull the ripcord when things get really high pressure, I kind of feel like that's Kat. JJJ is not doing that at all. They're just dumb. They are these really retaliatory, you know what I mean? You turn it over and then you foul the guy when he's it's like, man, that's just such bad discipline. Yeah, that's just it's just a frustration foul. It has nothing to do with, I think, clutchness. It has nothing to do with the pressure of the moment. It's just not being aware, right? It's time score situation. You got to know what's going on. And when it's fourth quarter, you got 4 fouls. Just don't foul, man. Just don't foul. Like, back off, go for the block. Like, if you're going to meet him at the summit, sometimes you got to do that. But it's the bump fouls. It's the bump fouls and the take fouls. Those are the ones that are terrible.
You can't afford those. Not when the game's on the line.
And it's also demoralizing to your own team when your defensive anchor goes out on a dumb foul. If you're meeting him at the summit, you get called for the foul. Hey, look, that happens sometimes. Right, you're trying to defend the rim. You're trying to get a block, a game-saving block. If you do that, nobody's getting mad at you, right? They're just like, hey, you know what? Like, sometimes the call goes your way, sometimes not. If you get a foul where you're pushing a guy 60 feet away from the rim, because you're mad or you're frustrated, like, that kills your team because your other guys are like, dude, why are you being so undisciplined? And, like, in a way, you feel like it's selfish. Like, you're trying to get them back immediately. We don't need that. We need you to come back and play defense. I think that's why Taylor Jenkins got, like, honestly, this sounds like ridiculous, but it's like, well, how can you not stop that?
Yeah, because look, John Morant has like a weapons wheel, like he's playing DE Dust,
that.
I've seen it. His celebrations he has every weapon in there. He's got grenade. He's got pistols. He's got dualies.
He's got rocket launcher.
What? His weapon wheel is nuts.
I know. It's not even. Where do you even get that?
Taylor Jenkins takes one away, and then he's got another one. She's like, no, stop it.
I've seen on like TikTok or whatever. The people are now doing the UAV. Lie down on the ground with the laptop. Like the not UAV, the drone strike, the Predator missile.
So stupid. Look, it's not good, okay? And then Mike Malone, on the other hand, dude was the culture of the Denver Nuggets. Screaming, shouting, had the chain, the Denver Nuggets chain. He got a tat of the championship. Like, he was the culture, right? Jamal Murray came over to him and said, "Thank you. I thought you guys were going to trade me." But he's like, "No, we ride with you." You know, like that's the kind of leadership that like kept him there, you know? And he believed in him. That's the culture setter. Sure. Is he mad that KCP got sent away? They didn't sign him? Yeah. Whose job is it, though, to mend the relationship? Like, is the GM mad that Mike Malone believes in Russell Westbrook? Yeah. You're mad. But look, like this is like one of those things where you got to be a team, work together. To me, this whole Denver thing is like community when they fired Dan Harmon, right? Like the executives weren't getting along. They're like, we got to get rid of this guy. Get rid of Dan Harmon, the creator of the show. And we saw what season 4 looked like. You saw. You count 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Right? But we also saw what 5 and 6 looked like, which weren't as good as the beginning. Look, once the band breaks up, it's tough to recreate that magic. And for me, the reason why I think it's all day that both these guys won't make the second round is I think it's over. I think the magic of it is all over. And then at a certain point, whether it's next year or in the course of the next 5 years, this is all going to dismantle. Man. And it's just going to be over. And their window is closed.
I'm just going to say, Cliff, but I said this like 2 seasons ago.
You did. You did.
After they
won when I picked them to repeat,
yes.
You said it's not.
It's just. It's hard to have. You realize how important organizational leadership and trust is to maintaining
and culture.
Excellence.
All of it.
Yeah, because look at what happened. The Suns go to the finals. What's happened since? The Bucks win a championship. What's happened since? The Nuggets win a championship. What's happened since? Right? Like all of them fall apart because they get to the summit and then they're just like, what do we do now?
Even the Lakers.
The Lakers too. Well, what I'll say about the Lakers though is that the Lakers have such a pedigree and a legacy that they kind of, and I'll admit it, they kind of luck their way into things. Because look, we got Luka. Why did we get Luka? I'll be honest, part of it is just because we're the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, do you credit Rob Pelinka? Do you credit? Not really. This kind of fell into our lap, but we're the Lakers. And so we do have this way of, and whether you want to give it to Adam Silver, I know I've joked Adam Silver is the Eisen. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I believe in some conspiracy. So, well, you know, I'm Conspiracy Joe. So
yeah, he's watching it, seeing the guy that has 10 sheep, and he's like, you should trade 8 sheep for that one ore. You should do it. Trade it all.
Trade it.
Do it.
Oh, why would you? Why would you do it?
He's like, oh,
the bald guy. He looks like he's the chancellor, but when he goes into his little room and he turns on his little hollow cube, you know. He turns on his little communication device. What do they call those things? I don't have no idea in Star Wars. That little thing that the video, the Zoom, the Star Wars Zoom, when you turn it on.
The Star Wars Zoom. Star Wars Skype.
Version. Yeah, it's, you know. Yeah,
for the full body. It's pretty nice.
For the older generation, Skype, yeah, but it's Zoom now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but look, that's the Lakers, the Celtics. We have this way of just kind of lucking into a golden future. I mean, I think the Lakers are basically favored to win the championship this season, kind of by default, weirdly. I mean, the Nuggets were probably one of the biggest hurdles. They fired their coach. They're not looking good. Vibes are terrible. The Grizzlies, who looked really good like 3 weeks ago, just looked terrible.
Yeah.
Houston, nobody's really worried about. OKC, I think the youth is still, I mean, if it's Lakers OKC, I'd go like 55% Lakers in that series. You know, I don't think it's a landslide, but I'd give the edge to LeBron.
It's even more conspiracy stuff is happening. Like, how did the Nuggets all of a sudden, the winningest coach in their franchise, just leave? Just get out of the way?
I mean, look, the Nuggets, it's come out more, the GM, you know, Mike Malone had problems with the GM. I'm forgetting his name right now, but they had problems, and he wanted to get rid of Jamal Murray. He wanted to get rid of MPJ. He didn't like Westbrook. You know, there's a lot of things, I think, it's been repeated stuff. KCP, that was a big part of it. It's unfortunate, but it shows that the organizational culture wasn't great.
To go back to that, this is something maybe 2 seasons ago when we interviewed Coach Thomas. He said the organization sets the standard. Like, there's some reasons why this good organizations always come up and bad organizations always stayed down. And it's just the culture of it. And this is something you said 10 years ago about tanking, right? If you're a tanking organization, you're never going to win a championship because the mindset is not there. You're not a winning mindset organization overall, right? Not just for the team, not just one time that you made a mistake, but if you're a tanking organization like the Sixers are, like the Wizards are, like the Hornets are, you just don't have the capacity to win a championship.
You're never going to get better at winning by losing on purpose. That's just it.